So this is more about, it's not more about me, it's more about God and how I know He knows prayer. So it's kind of a story about that. I know God knows He hears prayer, and it's really about everyone in love and God and where you put it. I know God hears prayer, although the burdens may seem greater than the heart can bear. Still, day by day, He hears and eases them, a little here, a little there. In answer in some fitting hour along the road, He stoops and lifts the load and bids us to go lighthearted, glad, stronger through our testings that we've had. So I was fortunate enough to live through some crazy times and some accidents, and some were my fault, some were not my fault. I was just a product of the environment and being there and present, and luckily I was. There was a time where I had wrecked a motorcycle and it put me into a long state of a coma, actually. It's one of those stories where, you know, some people have that story where they see the light, they know their purpose, and I see none of that, but I felt the power of prayer that filled me from head to toe through my family, my grandmother, who sent prayer requests across seas. I don't know how it happened, or I know when it happened. It was 8 years ago, August 19th. I had wrecked a motorcycle. I'm a former stunt man, motorcycle man. They'll do anything on a bike. I wrecked the bike, and I was placed in induced coma for, I'm not sure, 6-7 weeks. Waking up on September 8th, which is today. That's why I was kind of honored to be able to share a message. And do all the math, tomorrow is my birthday as well. So it's kind of spooky, weird, kind of cool. So through my journey of being in that coma of dreams, the whole thing happened. I went to bed one night and woke up the next day. That's how fast this happened. But for everyone else that lived through it, like my family, it was a long, long, long road. So, and God had mercy on them during those times, because they did a great job. So during that time, I had a series of dreams where they were kind of weird and out of place, but then at the end they really focused in. I was unaware of why this is, but I was strapped to a bed and was surrounded by bombs in Afghanistan. I was not prior military. I do volunteer work now. There was a time in these dreams where I flew airplanes with Bernie Mac. I don't know. We fought off witches on a plane. I don't know what that means. Hang in there. In the end of these dreams, I went through a series of real life experience, and I was placed in a church, and I walked beside someone. I couldn't look up. No one held my hand, and I completely, fully understood 100% where I was, why I was there, and there was nothing on my chest at all. No worries, no pain, and I knew who I was with. I was filled from head to toe with the Holy Spirit, and it was because of the power of prayer, I believe. Waking, as they withdrew drugs, they told my family things like, if he wakes up, he's not going to know how to tie his shoes, he's not going to know his name, or he's not going to recognize anybody. So they were ready to read me my last rites and start withdrawing and make that call and see what happens. And it happened, and I had an awakening moment, and the next day I tried standing up out of that bed and walking out of the hospital. So my message, my story is not about me, and it's about the power of prayer and praying for everyone and loving everybody and being happy every day. Every day you wake up is your birthday. So that's my story.